bacon, right? No pork and none of this. Yeah, I want a meal.
So why'd you pick Whole Foods for us to eat and have our chat?
Why not have a wholesome meal at Whole Foods? Keep in mind, FYI, that's not halal. But my plate is permissible. No pork on my fork. No beef.
Chevon from the Necktie Revolution blog here with
One and only QB Bizz.
Bizz. Now, your face looks familiar. Where might people know you from?
Queensbridge, Cormega, Bad Boy Entertainment. Maybe Kachi One, maybe Def Jam. I don't know. It goes on and on and on.
All right. Okay, tell me, do you feel that there's a place for hip hop in Islam?
Of course, I'm in. I mean, some Muslims say no. Some Muslims will say that music as a whole, not just hip hop, is haram. You know, haram just means, not permissible to Allah. Because it has nothing to do with Allah, the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, etc. However, I'm going to be quite honest, the first time I was ever exposed to Islam was through hip-hop. I knew nothing about Islam prior to hip-hop.
Okay, so you didn't grow up in it.
No, and I'm talking about from the 80s. I'm not even talking about from the new millennium. Hearing people like, Public Enemy and going into the 90s, hearing people like Farrakhan, Poor Righteous Teachers, in the 80s. These were the first times I've ever heard of Islam. You understand what I'm saying? And then I can't think of many other artists. I mean, that come off the top of my head. Like
Rakim?
Well, Rakim, he touched on Islam, but he really represented the 5% Nation,
Which is different.
Which is different. However, like I said, he did touch on Islam
Somewhat.
And Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, so there's a kind of a running theme. All those groups you're mentioning, they have a very uplifting style of writing.
Oh, of course. I mean, these brothers were intellectuals. You know what I mean? These brothers had, a vast history a vast knowledge of history and world affairs and ancient history and the teachings and the lessons of the 5% Nation, which has some, I want to say some similarities. That's the wrong word to use. There's some Islam incorporated in the lessons of the 5% Nation. And by them expressing that, opened my psyche and my interest in what was being said. But the thing is, I can never say I'm God. I'm not God. I believe in God. I know God created me. I know God created everything that exists. So, and I knew that prior to me taking Shahada. So I just didn't know how to incorporate that in the right place. Follow what I'm saying? So with that being said, it just made me seek out the knowledge more of where's the truth, where's the true religion, how do I know the preacher, he's pimping, he's sucking money from the hood, and, he's taking care of his own personal interests, and, he's in it for monetary gain, and the hood is still suffering. So, I know that's not correct, So it made me just look more in depth.
Do you feel reticent to express your political views given the hostility in the country and worldwide towards your faith at this point?
Nah, I just wish people would just educate themselves more, ignorance is like a cancer. You know what I mean? I think the more people will educate themselves, about Islam. I'm not saying take Shahada. Shahada is the best thing for any human being to take. However, I know the reality is everyone's not going to take Shahada. That declaration of, there's only one God but God, and Muhammad's his last message. Everybody's not going to do that or say that or, believe that. And I'm totally fine with that. However, broaden your knowledge on all religion. If you're Christian, learn about Judaism and Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, etc. You know what I mean? That's all you have to do. And the more you broaden your knowledge of a religion, the more understanding you'll have of it. And so you'll be less ignorant to do or say certain things. You know what I mean? Just like if you're a Muslim, you know nothing about Christianity, you can't bash Christians. Learn about the religion or their their sect of Christianity, then you'll have a clear understanding of why this person believes what they believe. And then, we can have an intellectual dialogue.
Well, do you feel free to explore, let's say, other aspects of spirituality that people embrace, such as worshiping the earth or the gifts of nature, things like that?
We don't worship anything but Allah, the creator, not the creation. Everything is his creation. Back in, ancient times, Egyptians worshiped the sun, Pharaoh, or, some religions, people worship cows and animals, back in the times before the prophet, in the days of Jahiliyyah, which is ignorance, Arabs worship idols and idolatry. Catholics are into idolatry. They worship the statue of Virgin Mary, this statue, this saint, this priest, the Pope, etc. In Islam, you don't worship nothing or no one except God. In Islam, that's called shirk. Shirk means to worship anything other than Allah or associate partners with Allah.
Okay, last question, Bizz. Tell us about the handsome beards. What's the significance? The ladies want to know.
The ladies want to know the significance of the beard. The beard is nothing. The beard just represents manhood.
Wow, I wonder now how the women with beards get away with that then.
A woman with a beard. I haven't met one yet, but I'm sure they are.
I met one in H&M the other day.
Wow. I mean,
it was natural.
Hey, well, that's natural. Just get it waxed or something. Go check out to get his facial.
Biz, thanks so much.
All right. You're welcome.